Welcome to today's news wrap up. Let's dive right into the top stories making headlines today. President Trump signed a spending bill into law to fund the government through the end of fiscal year 2025. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer faced criticism from fellow Democrats for advancing the bill instead of filibustering it. The legislation includes $1 billion in cuts to Washington, D.C., which Mayor Muriel Bowser has opposed. A separate GOP-led Senate bill aims to restore this funding, but its fate in the House remains uncertain. The decision has sparked debates over budget priorities and political strategies within both parties. 5 states, Maine, Michigan, Iowa, Utah, and Wisconsin, are advancing measures to strengthen election integrity. These include requiring voter ID and banning non-citizens from voting. The only reason why you wouldn't want a voter ID is because you want some shenanigans to happen. That's the only reason why you wouldn't ID people. I mean, it's common sense to ID people. Currently, only 15 states explicitly prohibit non-citizen voting, and about half require voter ID. Proposals range from constitutional amendments to legislative bills aiming to ensure only U.S. citizens can vote and to tighten voter registration processes. Advocates urge these changes will protect election security, while critics raise concerns about accessibility and potential voter suppression, which it's been studies to show that there is no such thing as voter suppression, and IDs is accessible to everyone, because even if you can't afford an ID, every state has programs that can help people get IDs for free. Public opinion polls show strong support for voter ID requirements. Ashley Biden's nonprofit Women's Wellness Space, or SPA, is under scrutiny for failing to disclose a $250,000 donation from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle Archwell Foundation in 2023. I mean, so much corruption these Democrats do. It's crazy. But the donation made while Joe Biden was president significantly exceeded the organization's reported total revenue for that year. So what happened to that money? A government watchdog has filed an IRS complaint alleging violations of financial disclosure regulations. And this is just one. So imagine how much money she actually get because of the Biden name that they haven't reported. Anyone else would be charged with something by now. But critics suggest the donation may have political implications, as it coincided with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex efforts to build ties with the Biden family. Legal experts believe Ashley Biden may face penalties, which she should, such as refiling forms or paying fines, rather than criminal prosecution. Either way, she should be held accountable. In other Biden family news, Hunter Biden has fled to Cape Town, South Africa, to avoid legal troubles in the United States. I mean, his family is so corrupt. He left just before a judge dismissed his California lawsuit over financial incapacity, claiming he couldn't continue the case. Images show him staying in a luxurious $500 a night beachfront villa with his wife and Secret Service protection. Now, this is someone who said they're broke. Critics argue that his protection is unwarranted, as it was extended indefinitely by an executive memorandum from Joe Biden. I mean, just corruption on top of corruption. Hunter has also faced accusations of evading legal accountability and using his family name for personal gain, with little influence remaining after his father's presidency. His choice to retreat to South Africa may signal an attempt to escape growing legal and political pressures. Maybe Diddy should have ran out there before they got to him. Rep. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez faced criticism from former Senator Kristen Sinema for her stance on the Senate filibuster. Sinema highlighted the inconsistency in Ocasio-Cortez's previous condemnation of the filibuster as a, quote, tool of segregationists. This is what she previously said, while now supporting its use to block a Trump-backed resolution. So what changed? Is it not a segregationist tool? In response, Ocasio-Cortez claimed Democrats never used the filibuster to block harmful GOP policies, a statement Sinema and others found misleading. The exchange underscores ongoing tensions and accusations of hypocrisy within political debates over procedural tools like the filibuster. Governor Kathy Hochul's decision to fire 2,000 correctional officers for striking over unsafe prison conditions has sparked backlash in New York. She issued an executive order banning these officers from future employment with the state, including county government. So you're not able to work for any county, or you can't have a county job or a state job in the state of New York because you strike. Wow. Counties like Chemung, Oneida, and Rensselaer, wow, New York got some crazy sounding counties, are challenging the order, calling it unconstitutional overreach. Chemung County has filed a lawsuit with Oneida County while Oneida County passed a resolution to sue the state. I mean, y'all voted for this woman. It's crazy. Critics argue that the order worsens understaffing in prisons, while National Guard members without proper training are filling in. Local officials have vowed to defy the order, emphasizing the need for experienced personnel to maintain safety. Wow, wow, wow. She is a tyrant. This woman is a tyrant. President Trump aims to eliminate federal income tax for Americans earning under $150,000 annually, which could impact 93% of the population. Y'all know how I feel about that. Let's go. Let's go. I would love to have more money in my pocket. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick explained that the administration plans to offset this by increasing tariffs and closing overseas tax loopholes. Trump has also proposed removing taxes on tips, overtime pay, and Social Security benefits, emphasizing the need to shift the tax burden to foreign nations benefiting from the U.S. economy. These measures are part of a broader strategy to provide financial relief to Americans and stimulate economic growth. President Trump invoked the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 to target members of the Venezuelan gang Tren de Agua, authorizing the expedited removal of Venezuelan nationals aged 14 and older who lack U.S. citizenship or lawful residency. This marks the first use of the act since World War II. However, a federal judge issued a temporary restraining order halting the deportation of 5 Venezuelan men for 14 days. The administration has filed an appeal, and an emergency hearing is scheduled to address the matter. The directive also designates Tren de Agua and MS-13 as domestic terrorist organizations. Senator Bernie Sanders has encouraged attendees of his upcoming outdoor event in Denver to wear masks and stay home if experiencing COVID-19 symptoms. This is 2025, and leftists are still telling people to wear masks. I mean, this is crazy. But please wear a mask. Please wear a mask so I know to stay absolutely far away from your crazy self as possible. Unless you're an Asian. I know it's part of some Asian cultures. I get that. But aside from that, if you're wearing a mask, I don't want nothing to do with you. But the event is part of his Fighting Oligarchy tour aimed at rallying Democrats against the Trump administration and figures like Elon Musk. Despite the pandemic being largely considered over, Sanders' website still highlights coronavirus response plans as a key issue. At age 33, Sanders is unlikely to run for president again, but remains active in politics, recently securing re-election to the Senate for another 6-year term. Lastly, Bill Gates's Breakthrough Energy has cut its workforce following President Trump's efforts to dismantle climate regulations. You know, they rely heavily on government funding. It's another scheme that billionaires figured out is to start these entities and get government money. But Trump's administration is reviewing the 2009 EPA endangerment finding, which laid the foundation for strict climate policies. EPA Director Lee Zeldin described this as a pivotal moment in deregulation aimed at lowering costs for cars, home heating, and other essentials. Gates's focus has shifted towards building clean energy companies rather than influencing policy, with programs like Breakthrough Energy Catalyst and Ventures remaining unaffected. Investigations have also exposed fraud involving USAID, linking it to funding globalist agendas and leftist propaganda. But that's all for today's news wrap up. Stay tuned for more updates, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.